Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different need. I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of Sports Report Podcast right here on Wire Network. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and guys, tonight's show is being brought to you by Maono Microphones and the PD200W. This is the first wireless microphone that I've ever owned. I've been podcasting for a long time. It has 3 features that you can use to podcast anywhere. If you need USB is available. You need XLR is available. And of course, if you need its new wireless mode, wireless is also available where you can podcast anywhere. So definitely check out the Maono PD200W microphone, Maono.com. All right, let me go ahead and bring everyone in first. Let me go ahead and bring my co-host. This man has forgotten more baseball than I will ever know. Bring my man 7 in. 7, what's up? How you doing?
Man, you already had the voice of an angel, and now you just sound better. I like it.
Thank you, sir. Let me go ahead and bring in everyone else. Let me go ahead and bring in my man, Ando. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Ando. I do apologize. What's up, man?
Of course, got to get it correct. It's Mr. Ando. That is the new resolution for Sports Reports podcasting for me. 7, what do you got to say, sir?
Rob is too Ando, too furious.
We can go with that, too. Speaking of, Will, can we introduce our final contestant onto the show today?
Yes. This man is, and I sort of kind of feel for him. His team lost yesterday. Let me bring my man Rob in. Rob, what's up, man? How you doing?
I feel bad. The game was rough to watch as a fan. However, I will be the first one to say the better team won. Jacksonville, 13 wins. We made the playoffs. We won the division. Proud of you guys. Damn it, I hate my season's over. I just hate that my season's over. Otherwise, I'm okay. I'm doing all right tonight.
We're going to stay on that game real quick because the first thing I did want to talk about was the fact that we had an incident that happened, and it's gone viral, so to speak. And, I don't know. This reporter works for, I believe, is the Jacksonville Free Press. I shared it earlier in our group, and she sounded like a loving mother.
Yeah.
And fan when talking to the coach, and a lot of people for the credentialed media had an issue with it, saying her credentials should be revoked. Sounded more as a fan than as a reporter. Yet and still, you're defaming her, but you're trying to get clicks off the same defamation. That's just crazy. Anybody want to comment on that?
I think 7 has something he wants to get off his face. I think it's that beard that he has a lot of opinions about that he wants to say, man.
Hey, I'm not. I have a feeling it's one of my friend's burners. And Evan, fuck you. Okay. So, first of all, If that woman started a cameo where I could just give her $25 and she could say some encouraging words,
Yes.
I would send her money once a week. And every week I would be able to get uplifted by somebody that took time and compassion to tell somebody, hey, because if you look at Liam Cohen's face, that man was about to break. He left it all out there. So to her, I say thank you for being human in that moment, because choosing humanity over professionalism and keeping that stick up your ass. And second,
she proved that you don't have to be the tough person in a newsroom. You can be compassionate.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can be compassionate in the locker room after the game.
Yep.
Absolutely. And
Amen.
Second, Shady McCoy.
Get him.
You fuckboy looking motherfucker. I want you to listen to me for a second. Now, for those of you that don't know why I just cursed his name, and have already signed up for the Shady Haters Club. It's a great book, Facebook, lots of recipes. Anyway, fuck you, Shady McCoy. You had the nerve to comment on Twitter today saying we don't get participation trophies in reference to the compassion that was shown to Liam Cohen. Sir, you have more Super Bowl rings than you do yards in the Super Bowl. You have more Super Bowl rings than you have snaps in the Super Bowl. You have participation trophies. You were not on either active roster for that ring. Nope. You got it out of custom. It should only be the people who actually were there, suited up on the roster as a coach, whatever, those appropriate.
I agree.
The only thing I'm going to deny with that one on 7, injured people who couldn't suit up, like people who actually put their heart and soul into the season, should still get their rings as well.
They deserve recognition and contribution, and I understand that. But the thing of it is, you can't be the type of person. Ultimately, you can't be the type of person to talk about participation trophies when 1/4 of your participation trophies would cover the debt of every member of this dais and buy us a new fucking house.
Yep.
You need to chill, bro, because that's completely not cool. I understand you want to be more of an edgy guy like Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith. Maybe develop an on-air fucking personality and pull your head out of your ass, and then we can start to work you into that conversation when you've got 20 to 30 years in like they do. You're in a new field, bro. You need to understand and change your direction. Absolutely insane.
For me, I agree that we shouldn't be handing out participation trophies. I agree that the best people should be on the field. The best team should be there. I don't like this 12 playoff college football system. The NFL has, they changed to the 7 format team, 5-6 years ago. I don't like the fact that, teams that should be in the playoffs aren't in the playoffs, and teams that are teams that aren't in the playoffs should be in the playoffs. Like we're going to argue tooth and nail on that.
My thing is,
to me,
go ahead.
Sorry, Will.
Finish the thought. Go ahead.
To me, the reporter should be praised for showing the soft side of the sports complex, because Liam Cohen wasn't asking for that participation trophy. 9 wins, better this season than last year. First time
zero expectations.
First time offensive coordinator. The youngest general manager in Jaguars history. You were putting together this team that nobody expected. Trevor Lawrence is washed up. He's not the pro. He's not the legit generational talent. And Travis Etienne doesn't have anything. This defense is crap. Travis Walker is a bust. 13 wins.
Hey, Jory.
8.
What's up, Jory?
8.
Hi, Jory.
Straight wins. The only reason they didn't have 9 was because the Texans beat them for that 9. And Jacksonville screwed the pooch in that game, and for 8 weeks fought to prove that they belonged. And they belonged in that playoffs, because up until 53 seconds left in that game, Jacksonville was within one right haymaker of knocking the Bills out. And instead, They were caught. They got intercepted. They didn't catch the pass. They made a mistake. And at that point, that was where the Bills capitalized on that. And instead of ripping Liam Cohen a new butthole, the reporter showed compassion. That reporter needs a raise. She needs her recognition. She needs to be able to say, you guys fought your asses off. You guys did so well. This isn't the end of the road. To me, that's not saying it's a participation trophy.
I love
you got where you needed to get. You got where you needed to get.
Oh my god!
Let's try to be better next year. So that reporter, to me, hats off to her.
I think one thing too. This was a little bit different because most of these coaches interviews or things like that, they're primarily the coach putting himself out there, answering any questions the media may have. There's no uplifting or anything like that. This is a different approach. And I think that threw a lot of these reporters off because that's not what they're used to. Not to make excuses for them, because I still think they're wrong, but it's something different. And I don't think they expected that from their fellow reporter or their fellow peer, so to speak.
Yeah,
What were you going to say?
She went into that knowing that any of all the questions are always the fucking same. They're always going to be the same. All of these reporters are seasoned. The questions are going to be the same regardless of who asks them in the end, for the most part. And so she knows she's going to get what she needs for a piece, listening to what everybody else gets. So her understanding that and just taking a moment to be human, I think is fantastic and shows the type of person she is and why she deserves to be in her seat. It's fantastic when you can just be human for a second. Like when I saw that moment, I was just like, man, that's awesome. And then for somebody like Shady McCoy to fucking take away from it, like, dude, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue with it. Like, why are you going to try and sit and shit in somebody else's pond? Like,
agreed.
Leave their piece alone. Really quick, Brandon, the World Baseball Classic starts March 5th. Podcast name deferred will be coming back either the week before that or the same week. I'm still finalizing a date with the rest of my peers, but we are working towards that. So thank you. I appreciate you. And get with me. Let me know when you want me to come on to Sports Nuts. You guys seriously check out Sports Nuts, Brandon's show. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Go to Sports Nuts on YouTube. They have great interviews, great individuals. They ask good questions. I've been on them before. Can't wait to be with them again. Solid dudes. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. And yeah, it was good to see Brian Thomas Jr. out there yesterday. He had a bad overall season because he was primarily hurt. Had a bad game yesterday, so to speak. But I think it was 2 for 21. But it's good to see him back out there running routes and everything. Hopefully next season will be a better season for him. Big fan of his. Travis Etienne.
I'm just gonna say, is there anybody that's disappointed with how the wild card games have gone so far?
No.
Patriots and Chargers are the only ones where
and I mean, even that one, you could argue that had the Chargers scored, it's only a 1-score game going inside the 2-minute warning. I think this is the most entertained that I've been through wild card weekend, 2 games. Nothing has been a blowout. There hasn't been oh God, this team's going to blow another team out.
I am angry.
Yep. Well, what? He's 12 of 20 and hasn't even broke 100 yards yet. So
that Houston defense is not fucking around.
No, they're not.
Dude, and that's what I said. Houston's defense is scary, freaking good.
Amazing. Daniel Hunter and the crew, boy.
What game do we want to talk about first? Well,
I said it. I think I said it last week. That Texans defense is not to be played with.
No,
if that offense can come along for the ride a little bit, that's a team to be scared of. But we were talking about the Chargers and the Patriots. We can keep on that same thought process. Look, I don't think the Chargers defense played bad yesterday. It was just the offense putting them in bad spots.
It's not the offense.
It wasn't the offensive line.
No, you can if if you do not have time to throw the football, we saw it in the Super Bowl last year with Patrick Mahomes. We saw it in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, I think we can argue, is the best quarterback in the league. Some people will say Lamar. That's fine. Some people will say Josh Allen. That's fine. What do they all have in common? If you give them 5 seconds to throw in a pocket and a lane to put that ball in, they're going to make the plays. Justin Herbert is no different. The problem is you are running with offensive lineman left guard 39 out of 41 on the season. The center is the 41st out of the 41st center. And your right guard is the 39th out of 41st offensive lineman. That's what you read just earlier today, right, Rob, on PFF?
Yeah, it was something like that. Like PFF's rated their rankings on that.
Yeah, so when your offensive lineman is the second worst, and the worst offensive lineman, Justin Herbert could have had 5 Mississippi to throw the football, and I think he would have been fair. But when you're getting the ball snapped and you're doing play action and you look up and you have a defender in front of your face, you're not going to make the play. Herbert got sacked 5 times and got hit how many more last night? And not to take anything away, I think the offense needs to change. You can't put it all on Justin Herbert and his shoulders because he's proven that he can't make it happen.
Keenan Allen need to retire.
What's that?
Keenan Allen need to retire.
Absolutely. But it's
30 total pressures on. I just looked at 30 total pressures on Herbert last night.
And it's dude,
out of 60 plays.
Yeah, you're not going to be. You can't make that happen, dude. Your star quarterback, who's been in the league for 6 years, is still picking himself up off the turf in Foxborough. That's how often. Like, you have the New England emblem at the 50-yard line. At the New England 22, Justin Herbert's body print is going to be there. That, like, it is that bad. Like,
I get what you're saying about the line. And obviously, as Chiefs fans, we understand the difficulty of not having a line. Like, I get it. But this is now the 3rd time. Like, and here's the thing. And I'm going to throw a comparison in here because I support not giving Herbert any more grace. Yeah. Because after Josh Allen lost his 3rd playoff game, people backed off. He had to earn it back. And he has, but he's had to earn back playoff credibility. And so all I'm saying is Herbert's got to earn it now because this is, you can only make so many excuses. And I'm not saying that it was all on him. It wasn't. No. And I there should be 2 Harbaughs maybe getting looked at right now, not just the one. However, we got to be realistic. He's got to earn it now. It's only fair. And Josh Allen's definitely a better quarterback than Herbert. So we can't give him any more excuses. We just can't. I'm with Jory on this one 100%.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on Herbert. And the reason I say I'm 50-50, I'm not ready to call him a fraud, so to speak. But at the same point, I'm not really to anoint him the second coming either. I think it was you who said it, Ando. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. He's closer to Dak than he is to Josh Allen.
Yeah, I will wholeheartedly. Fair. You know what? Somebody I was talking to at the sports store that I work at on Sunday said Justin Herbert reminds me of Peyton Manning in Peyton Manning's first 5, 6, 7 seasons. He puts up the regular season numbers, which is great. Yeah. But he can't perform in the playoffs. Now, I think we all can agree on the panel that coaching is part of that. But in the playoffs, you need to have the mentality of the games are going to get tougher. The competition is going to get stiffer. The game against Jacksonville, he absolutely should have won. He should have told somebody on that Charger sideline in the game against Jacksonville, look, we need to keep the ball on the ground. We need to kill the clock. What did they do? They threw the ball. You don't need to throw the ball with the 21, with a 14, with a 10-point lead. You don't need to do it. The game against Houston,
that loss wasn't, but that's the thing is there's reasons why each of these losses weren't on him.
Exactly.
But you can also look at each one of those losses and see things where he made
that
decisions
he can improve on. Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's where the 3 strikes comes in, man.
Yeah. No, at this point, Justin needs to reestablish himself as a top 10 quarterback.
running game wise, you got Vidal, you got Gatson from at the tight end spot. Keenan Allen need to retire. You need to get that man some weapons.
He'll be a
too.
Chief next year.
You need to get a man some weapons too. Now, don't get me wrong. Josh Allen is throwing to trash cans and cookie wrappers. I mean,
And Brandon
He's
Cooks.
getting it done.
I mean, Brandon, he washed.
Yeah, that's why I put him in his own separate category.
Yeah, he's washed. And Brandon,
And
exactly.
Brandon-
But you got the law firm of Kendall and Knox. And,
Yep.
Kincaid.
and
Kincaid and
James
Knox.
Cook. And James Cook. That's it. That's
but
it.
well,
he makes
but
it work.
so okay, I want to call something back on this. And Ando, you'll remember this. It wasn't Alex Smith's last season in Kansas City. It was 1 or 2 seasons before that. Alex Smith went in an entire season without throwing a touchdown to a wide receiver.
Yep.
It was all running backs and tight ends the whole fucking season, or running him in himself. And they still got it. Like, he still managed to get it done. Like, they almost had a playoff berth, I believe, that year.
No, they did go to the playoffs that year. I think that's the year that they lost to Tennessee in the first round.
Oh,
If I remember correctly.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Because you got to remember that this is the first time that the Chiefs haven't made the playoffs since 2014. And the year that Smith did that, they went to the playoffs.
That was I think that was 2014.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I think it was. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, there are things that can be done, and the quarterback that wants to find a way will.
Mm-hmm.
And Herbert's one of his weaknesses, in my opinion, is he doesn't always adjust the way he should.
Okay.
And so I'm sure that if we went back and dissected every single one of those plays, the pressures, the sack, stuff like that, we would find things that he could have done better if we nitpick. But I'm certain there are at least a few obvious opportunities where if he would have, obviously been reading the defense and seen this was clearly coming, like he should have, then he could have, instead of doing what he did, do something else, audible, whatever the case may be. And his lack of adjustment in that is also a liability. Like, that's something that Harbaugh has to work on with him. Their OC has to work on with him. His recognition is not great. Accuracy is unparalleled. One of the most accurate arms in the league when he wants to be. But his awareness and his decision-making crumbling around him.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Am I the only one who thinks that, like, Allen gets hit, he gets back up and he wants to get back out on the field?
Right.
Mahomes gets knocked down, wants to get back up on the field. Trevor Lawrence, when it was a minute left in the game,
oh yeah,
helmet was
popping
on,
right back out,
ready to play. Yet every time I saw Justin Herbert get hit, he laid on the ground a little bit longer. He was very hesitant to continue playing. When it was his turn to go back onto the offensive field, you saw him move a little slower.
Tentatively.
I want to ask a question.
Shoot.
Go ahead. But I want to ask a question.
No, I was going to say, Justin Herbert to me doesn't feel like he's that guy. Like, sure, when the Chargers are ahead, he's like, yeah, let me go on the field, let me continue playing. But he keeps getting punched in the mouth. He becomes do you really need me out on this field? Because, yeah. To me, he had the attitude that he didn't want to be out there while he was getting punched in the face repeatedly. And to me, that's what makes.
But Rob, let me ask you a question. You want to fight?
Sure.
You getting beat
We're gonna
up.
fight. Let's fight.
You in a fight. You getting your ass handed to you. You getting beat the hell up. Getting beat the hell up with no way to defend yourself. Are you gonna be happy to get up and continue to fight?
I'm not gonna be happy to get up, but depending on the situation, I'm gonna continue getting back up. There's no other excuse. Yes, am I going to be slow sometimes? Probably, but I mean, like you're telling me that if I just lay down, my entire family's going to get beat up? Hell no. I'm going to keep getting back up. If it just felt like to me Herbert was giving up, and you can't have that in a quarterback.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
And for those of you that are Herbert fans that are going to think of this as an insult, please understand I don't care. Is Justin Herbert Temu Joe Burrow?
I would say he's more Temu Dak Prescott. I do not put Justin and Joe in the same conversation.
No, I mean, look at how much abuse Joe Burrow goes through, and the constant pressure, because we have to realize this isn't, again, while we're not giving Herbert grace. The truth of the matter is he hasn't really had protection consistently
his entire
throughout
career.
his time with the Chargers. It's been a consistent problem with that line.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is under fire just like Joe Burrow is. Joe Burrow, when he wants to be, is an extremely accurate quarterback. He can throw a dart.
Yeah.
I would consider him Matt Ryan. Like Matt Ryan, it took him some time to win the big games, but
because Matt Ryan actually delivered in the playoffs
until 51.
I mean,
but to me, is also trying to stay in the game, even if the play calling wasn't great. He kept trying to get on that field to say, we've got this, and then they failed. So to me, I feel like Justin Herbert is a 5 below version of Matt Ryan.
Again, it's hard for me to criticize Herbert when the minute the ball snaps, somebody in your face.
Yeah, no,
I can't criticize that. I can't.
Look, I'm sorry. You perform in the regular season the way that you do, but you've had 3 chances to prove that you can get the monkey off your back, and you don't have the monkey off your back. To me, Justin Herbert isn't that guy. Everybody says Trevor Lawrence isn't a generational talent, yet at least he has a playoff win.
So does Tim Tebow. Anyway,
exactly.
But here's the thing with Herbert.
I like that throwback there.
The thing with Herbert is it's like some of these other individuals. He has talent,
right?
But you can only just provide these excuses for so long, and the offensive line issues haven't gone anywhere all season. They've had a tougher schedule because they're in the AFC West, just because of being in the AFC West.
Herbert is with Trevor Lawrence, and neither are anywhere near Matt Ryan. That's true.
Herbert is with Trevor Lawrence. And yeah.
But like,
as a Jaguar fan, I agree with that one, Kyle. I agree.
It's fair. That's the thing is, it's not that he's not talented. It's that he's got to prove he can close now. Just like anybody else who has this many playoff losses. Josh Allen got ripped for it.
Lamar Jackson got ripped for it.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson
is still getting ripped for it.
Still getting ripped. Dak gets ripped for it. It's Herbert's just now in that group. He's got to earn it.
Speaking of another quarterback that I want to bring up, I think will appreciate this. Another quarterback that got a loss to their resume. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles go down to the San Francisco injured Niners because they practically have an entire team on injured reserve now. 23 to 19.
What the 49 stands for is how many players they have on injured reserve.
Oh, okay. I thought that was 187 that their entire team got murdered. Will, I'm going to start with you, man. Did you expect this outcome for the Eagles and the 49ers?
To answer your question, no, because I looked at it as the 49ers are just, you mentioned it a few minutes ago, very much injured. They've been playing next man up for God knows how long. No Fred Warner, no Bosa.
losing George
Brandon
Kittle in the
Ayuk,
first quarter.
I mean, you were just
Brutal
you
injury.
just decimated, and then you lose Kittle in the first quarter. So I didn't expect it, at least not like that, for them to come out the second half and play like trash, and I didn't expect AJ to just come up so short. So short. It was just pathetic. You keep talking about some. I want to be the man. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Okay, you getting the ball. You dropping shit. So
7 targets for AJ Brown. He got 3 receptions. Did not make a single catch after the first quarter.
No,
after the first half quarter. Yeah.
Nope.
Yep. So for you guys that don't have coffee,
and you keep trying to be, and you want to be this guy, but yet you was out there playing small. Look, me and the fellas were talking about this on Coffee and Sports this morning.
Good show by the way this morning, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great show this morning, guys.
AJ he got to go. I don't know where you take him. I don't know where you send him. If you want to trade him,
they have to wait until after June 1st. Yeah, if they don't wait until after June 1st, it's a huge cap hit.
Because that's a huge cap hit.
I'm going to say it like this. There's going to be a team that will pick him up. There's a team that's going to look at him and say, look, the juice is worth the squeeze. We're going to take him. Look, a team like Las Vegas, to have him as a number 1 when they don't have anybody on that receiving core, I think the Raiders could take him.
I know he's a jerk, but don't do him like that. The Raiders ain't got no quarterback yet.
I know. Joey
think about it. Think about that's the punishment though right now. It's going to the Raiders.
The punishment.
And you get. I mean, think about using that first round pick or something like. I mean, for
you got to go play with Geno Smith. And now
Geno won't be the quarterback. It'll be Mendoza or it'll be Dylan Moore from Oregon. One of those two will be the starting quarterback.
But you got a receiver like AJ Brown. He needs a quarterback to throw to, or he needs a quarterback that knows how to throw the ball to a receiver who can complain and won't get enough touches. He's going to Cincinnati.
And the Raiders ain't got no quarterback. None.
Mendoza's not going to be ready for the NFL.
And he ain't going to Cincinnati. He ain't going to Cincinnati because
that kid in the AFC West.
But dude, I'm sorry. It would be hilarious if AJ Brown went to Cincinnati.
It'd be funny, but it ain't gonna happen. That's too much money. That's too much money in their books for Chase and Higgins.
Yeah. They don't have the money for that.
No.
So
It'd be funny though.
My concern with that game, I thought it was a really awesome game. I thought San Francisco. I thought San Francisco played an absolutely amazing game. It is a chess matchup between defensive coordinator Robert Saleh of the 49ers, picking pieces and going up against that really vaunted Eagles offense. I use vaunted lightly because 3 weeks ago against Buffalo, they had 0. They had
Patula
0.
Need to be fired.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there. But no, you have 0 completions in the second half against Buffalo. You rest your starters in the game against Washington, and Patullo and Nick Sirianni expect his offense to be firing on all cylinders. Cool, you got a touchdown on that first drive. How did you get the touchdown? You leaned on Saquon Barkley and mixed in the play action. When you went away from Barkley, what happened? You became one-dimensional.
Can somebody tell me, and I don't mean to cut you off, Andrew. Can somebody tell me why the hell you calling the same play multiple times?
You're talking about the 4 outs?
Why?
4 outs on third and fourth down?
The
because
the four verts against cover 4.
Because it's Kevin Patullo.
Man.
Kevin Patullo thinks he's playing Madden on easy.
You passed to the same player, triple covered on third and fourth down. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Look,
I have a thing for that.
Go 7.
I love that game.
What, Madden?
No, Far Cry 3. One of the best video game villains of all time.
That was good.
Absolutely.
Yes,
but to answer your question, Will, yes, Patullo needs to go. Look, he
needs to go.
Stayed his welcome for 2 years. He needs to go.
Look, I think he's Sirianni's buddy.
I would argue that Sirianni needs to go. I think Howie Roseman just needs to blow up the coaching staff.
You can't get rid of Sirianni. That man
Sirianni's not going anywhere.
I don't like him. I think
He's
the
1 year
That
removed
man
from the
just won
Super
a
Bowl.
Super
Dude. He's not
Bowl.
going anywhere.
He's a
going
douche.
nowhere.
He's a douche. He needs to go.
I don't like him as a
Super
coach,
Bowl.
but he's not going anywhere. He just won a Super Bowl.
The only criticism that you can give him, the only you can really get, why you hiring your boy? Why you hiring your boy? He hired his buddy to take over that spot. And when you saw it wasn't working, you didn't step in and take over play calling.
No.
Well,
That's
but that could, I mean, think
him.
about what happened to Harbaugh. That could be the reason they end up saying, you know what? Normally we wouldn't do this, but have a good day.
Yep.
Because
And
Harbaugh
for me,
wouldn't fire Todd Monken. That's all of the reports that I've seen on Harbaugh getting fired. Harbaugh wouldn't fire Todd Monken. Would the Eagles do the same to Sirianni if he wouldn't fire Petula?
Boy, that's a lot of money.
I'm kicking them both out.
That's a lot of dead money, boy.
But here's the thing for me.
It's a legitimate question.
I'm not saying the Eagles were terrible or the 49ers were fantastic, but Brandon Ando can attest to this comment. The 49ers all season have proven that they are a plug and play team.
Mm-hmm.
They can take any 11 random players and do better than 90% of the NFL. Mac Jones isn't a quality quarterback yet. In San Francisco, he's proven he can play.
That's more of a system, though.
That again goes back to coaching, and
that's just my point right now. You've got a whole bunch of people who are able to play in Kyle Shanahan's system, Robert Saleh's system. I don't know the offensive coordinator system, but you keep seeing these rotation guys because people are getting hurt and they're winning the freaking football games, guys. Like, what can you say about that? Like, that's impressive all on its own that you are a 6 seed with 11 or 12 wins and you're still winning games with your 4th, 5th, 6th string players.
I'm going to tell you this.
Okay, going up against Seattle is going to be a much different beast than it was week 18. You don't have George Kittle.
They're going to get blown out the water.
Okay, hold on. Because of the fact that it's an NFC West rivalry, I don't think it's going to be a shoot. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a shootout. Because I think the Seahawks are going to be expecting firepower from San Francisco. And San Francisco is going to come out either with Christian McCaffrey running the ball down their throats, or they're going to be having that tight end come in, and that tight end is going to be coming out saying, I can do this without George Kittle. That's how I feel it going. Now, if the 49ers get blown out, sorry, Seattle, my apologies for doubting you. But this whole season, San Francisco has proven that if one Lego piece doesn't fit, take it out, replace with something else, there's your thing. Also, I want to go ahead and state that I did see on NFL memes that George Kittle is doing okay. Yes, he tore his ACL. Jeb York actually went down from the owner's box with a bottle of Patron tequila to George Kittle. A reporter said by the end of the game that tequila was gone.
I'm just saying that when you're playing a team like Seattle at home, and that defense is going, and you two can attest to this. Ando, I know you can. I can attest to it too. That fan base is going to be rocking.
Oh yeah,
that fan base is going to be rocking.
The 12th man
for that defense to be at home.
Yeah.
As my only cause for pause. Which Sam Darnold are we getting? If we get good Sam Darnold, it's done.
Seattle wins this game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the Niners are going to win the game, but they will be in it.
Yeah.
If this is more than a 1-score game, I will be shocked.
I think it will be.
And here's the thing. It is actually, I think it's going to be either or. This is either going to be a large victory or it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. No in between.
And I'm okay if it comes down to the fourth quarter. Like, I want Seattle to win, but like
Fuck
this,
you, Kyle.
it's the NFC West. They've had great battles all season long, even with they've been saving up energy since the Mariners. Oh shit, dude. Yeah. Ando's pissed about that one.
We're gonna get out of the Pacific Northwest before I tell Kyle to fuck off.
Oh my goodness!
Let's
head on over. Let's
go.
Let's head on over. Let's head over to Rams and Panthers. This was a terrific game, an excellent game. And you know what? For all accounts, Panthers should have won this game. if it wasn't for that interception by Puka Nacua and his performance on offense, Carolina would have won this game.
The right team from the NFC South made the playoffs this year.
I agree.
Oh, facts. Hey, listen, this team and the Panthers got talent, y'all. Ted McMillan is no joke. Jalen Coker, we saw him.
Yeah,
he's more than a capable enough receiver.
Yeah, if they can keep Rico Dowdle, if they can get
Dowdle's a good running back. They got Chuba Hubbard behind him.
Yep.
An upcoming defense. That's a good. Hey, they got some tools. I'm not saying they're world beaters, but they got some good things going down in Carolina.
Think about. I want to point something out really quick that I just realized. Bryce Young has more of a case in the playoffs right now than Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. That is not wrong.
What I will say,
and they're both losses.
Right.
What I will say, the biggest kind of detriment to Carolina is their owner, David Temper. That dude is a tool bag.
Yeah, worst.
He's trash.
Worst owner in NFL.
He's trash.
Yep.
He's trash.
But on top, in spite of what the ownership does for that team, which I don't think is anything, that team can play.
I ain't gonna say it's the trashiest because it's up there. But
I would put him in the
when you
bottom
throw drinks at the opposing fans, you're trash.
But listen, Mike Brown got them beat. Mike Brown and the Bengals got them beat.
Well, okay, yeah, but like, I still don't like Temper.
So
I'm there with you.
My argument with the Panthers is this: don't mess around. Oh shit! Rodgers just got sacked, fumbled, and the Texans just took it in for a touchdown.
Nice.
Texans are up 17-6 with 11:23 to go in the fourth. No, my argument is this:
Temper to a nicer guy.
Temper needs to stay out of business, right? He just needs to run the team. Don't interfere with player management. Don't interfere with player interactions. I think Dave Canales this year proves he is the right coach for that team. I think he gets the best out of that offense.
Yes.
Did it start off a little slow? Sure.
Yeah.
But any second-year coach knows what works, and he'll stick with what does. And this is a team that's going to continue to grow. I think this is a team that we'll see fighting for the NFC South. Hopefully, in the next 5 years. I like how the team is built. They're giving Bryce Young another opportunity to play quarterback. I think he is proving why he was the first overall pick. Would I still taken him over Daniels? I can't say I would have. Or who was the other quarterback taken in the draft before him? CJ Stroud. But he makes up for it. Like, dude, that guy, kind of like what Rob was saying.
My son is bigger than him.
But Rob was saying how Justin Herbert looked defeated, every time Bryce Young went back onto that field, it'd say, guys, look, it's a one-score game. Keep your head up. Ready. We got this. Dude, yeah.
He's a total, but I will give him this. He's the total opposite of another small quarterback that we can talk about.
Kyler Murray.
Completely.
Oh, yeah.
Complete opposite. Complete opposite.
Okay. Here's the thing with Bryce Young is the kid is growing.
Yeah.
And when you come into the league and you have a rough start and then you grow.
Yes.
It's amazing to watch. And with Bryce, and again, he's got work to do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's gonna dethrone anybody anytime soon, but the kid is developing, and that's all you can ask for. There's proof of improvement, proof that he can get hit in the mouth and get back up. Like that's all you can ask for from your quarterback and the guy that's leading your locker room.
Do you remember when Bryce Young got benched for Andy Dalton and everybody was like, "That's it, he's done"?
Yep.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton's car accident was maybe the best thing that happened to Bryce Young. Not to take anything away from the Red Rifle.
But we need to also look at
Not saying, just saying. That's fucked up. I know. That's fucked up. I know.
But we also need to look at the fact that we talked about Herbert. There's a difference between the weapons Herbert has and the weapons that Bryce Young has.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Huge difference. Huge difference. Yeah. He got a better line. Huge difference. And I see where Rob is coming from, where Herbert looks defeated, but sometimes you got a reason to look like that. And when you get hit like that 24/7, that's every reason in the world to look like that. You're like, damn, come on, man. Damn. Can your boy get something? Can we put a running back in the chip block? Something.
So look, you need to put that caution tape up on the Chargers offensive line. Can't pass for 5 seconds, so Herbert has time to throw. I will say another quarterback that surprised me this weekend. Big game experience. Came in clutch in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams. I know you guys have said it.
And
I know you guys have said it on the panel that you guys do not trust him, that you do not like him. I will continue to sit on this throne and say I was wrong. Caleb Williams came to play.
Well, I was about to say, I got it wrong too, because I didn't like him either. I didn't like him, but he showed you in that game, with the throws that he was making, and the leadership he showed, because most quarterbacks would have folded. 21-6, most quarterbacks, most offensive would have folded.
I think USC Caleb Williams would have cried on the sideline at some point in that game. Chicago Bears Caleb Williams looked at that offense and said, do it for the city of Chicago. Let's go.
We got this.
Yeah.
And look, I think Mo said it this morning. I'll keep going back to it because Coffee and Sport. I'll catch Coffee and Sport for the morning every week.
Wire to Wire Sports. Watch all Wire to Wire Sports.
Yes, all Wire to Wire network shows, but Coffee and Sports in particular. Your boy gonna be on there tomorrow. But and I want to see if you guys agree with me in that statement. Leveler's the best receiver on that team.
The tight end, yeah.
Yep.
As much as I like Adunze, yeah.
It's got to be between him and DJ Moore. I think dependable on third down, third and short, third and medium situations, you absolutely go to Loveland. But I think on 1st and 10 on a play action play, Moore can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous than Loveland. I mean,
don't forget about DeAndre Swift though. Like,
no,
he's got.
That's what opens up the Chicago offense. When Chicago's offense is humming this year, we have seen Kyle McGonaghy, the rookie that they drafted in the 7th round, DeAndre Swift take the pressure off of Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, when he can hit that play action, is one of the best quarterbacks to do it, and we saw that play action. Roll to the left, buy some time. He did that Jordan-esque statue as he threw the football. DJ Moore caught it down the sideline for a touchdown. Look, I am continue to be proven wrong for Caleb Williams. I am glad to be proven wrong by Caleb Williams. But that kid there was a difference between last year and this year. And I think a lot of it has to do with the maturity that we see from Caleb Williams. I think a lot of it has to do with Ben Johnson and saying, hey, I'm going to trust you to run this offense. The offensive pieces are there with Rome Zadunze, the pickup of Colton Loveland. Cole Kmet is still there. DJ Moore, Rome Zadunze.
Yep.
Look, it is hard for you to bet against Chicago when Chicago continues to. This is the 7th time this year that they've had a fourth quarter comeback win.
They're a fourth quarter team, definitely.
When you are in the game in the fourth quarter against this Chicago Bears team, you have to put them out, and teams are not. Green Bay had the opportunity. 2 missed field goals and a missed extra point.
I'm cutting
That's the difference. I mean, we're going into overtime.
I'm cutting McManus.
You mean McManus?
Yeah, he getting cut. He getting cut, and I hate to do it to Tyler Luke. You can't do it to Tyler. He a rookie.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie.
But McManus, he getting cut.
Look, I'm sorry. You also look at the shoes Tyler Loop had to fill. Like,
right. Tyler
not,
Loop is in
not
a shit
misogynistic
position.
though. Not the massage chair. That chair's already taken.
Nothing mattered with the Bears until they got the coach and invested in the line.
Exactly.
No, and
Kyle's not wrong.
Look at the Chargers.
He's not wrong.
Look at the Chargers. They get an offensive line, they'll be dangerous.
Yep. I think that they play the Rams upcoming. That's the game I think is going to be closer than expected. We just saw that Rams secondary get lit up.
I think the Rams are going to get beat by their Chicago team. It's going to be
it's
Chicago
gonna
and
be
Seattle
close.
in the NFC Championship game.
I think it's going to be Rams in Chicago.
I think it's going to be close.
Or Rams and Seahawks.
I think it's going to be close. And that's a rivalry in itself, too.
Dude, yeah. Could you imagine Seattle having to go to the Super Bowl? Dude, look at this. We could get Seattle and Denver in the Super Bowl, which used to be an AFC West rivalry. For Seattle to get back there and try to go a 2-peat on Denver in the Super Bowl, they had to beat their biggest rivalry in San Francisco, and then they had to beat the Rams, who you could argue maybe was the best 1-1 matchup. Like they each took a game this year First game finished out 21-19 with a missed field goal after Darnold threw 4 interceptions. And then that amazing, week 16 game when Seattle scored the 2-point conversion in overtime to win it. So, look, if we get Rams and Seahawks, I will absolutely not be depressed. That'll be an amazing fireworks show. But I honestly believe that it's going to be Chicago and Seattle. I think Chicago, if the Rams keep the Bears in it the way that they kept the Panthers in that game, the Bears are not going to let the Rams win.
You got to get separation. You got to get separation. But on the Bears, you got to. Because if you let them hang around, they've already shown they can come back and beat you. You got to get separation. Go ahead, Seven.
So I will also say that I am impressed with the growth of Caleb Williams. I will not say I was wrong. His criticism was based on his performance. But the kid stood in. He took a lot of hits. They only sacked him once, but he was under a lot of pressure. I couldn't find the pressure stats for that for him. I did, but he was under a lot of pressure all night. He did get back up, and he found ways to make things happen. So to his credit, again, he's getting better. He's doing what other people said he could do. So I hope that he moves in that direction. I'm not going to say I was wrong, though, because I was judging it based off of what he was doing. Now he's proving that he can do it, and I will certainly acknowledge that as well.
That Rams secondary gonna have to get better. It gonna have to get better.
Absolutely. That was
get better.
That was frustrating for me to watch in that game because with Carolina, don't get me wrong, Bryce Young looks better, but the game should not have been as close as it was. No. It really should not have been.
Then again, you could argue that Green Bay really should have put out Chicago. You're up 21-6 in the fourth quarter. And you only score a touchdown and miss an extra point? That's all you can muster against Chicago's defense.
But that's the thing. And this is what I think is going to make this game so interesting is because Chicago's winning games they shouldn't. And the Rams have been struggling along for a minute. A lot of inconsistency. They'll look great one game and shit the next. What are we really going to see? This is, I think actually this is the toss-up of the week next week. Is the Rams and the Bears, because it all depends on which version of each player you get.
Yep.
Are you getting the good DJ Moore, or are you getting, is he having an off night? Is Caleb on it, or is he distracted? Okay, now we're looking, is Matt Stafford actually standing in? Everything fine? Everybody focused? What's going on with everybody else? That is going to matter in this game. And I lean towards the Rams just because of experience. But if the Bears win this game, I won't be surprised.
No, you are absolutely right. This is kind of the toss-up. I think this should be the game of the week. As much as San Francisco and Seattle are rivalries, and I think a lot of people want to see that rubber match, the third game. I think this is the one that has the precedence to surprise a lot of people. I don't think anybody at the beginning of the season had Chicago in the playoffs. I think because of how dominant Detroit and Green Bay looked last year. I know I didn't have Chicago in the playoffs, but when you grow as a team the way that Ben Johnson and I hate to say it, team, I can't even get the name out. I'm coughing so much. But when you see the growth that Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen have with the Chicago team, it shows, right? When you get people that buy into the philosophy that you have. And this is a Bears defense that I think last year had no identity with Matt Eberflus as the head coach, right? He's a defensive-minded coach. Defense should be his forte, and I don't think you had that identity as a Bears defense. This year this is a bend and don't break. Fourth quarter, we're going to solidify so nobody gets through us.
But what have I always said about Dennis Allen? He's a great defensive coordinator. Great.
He just wasn't a good head coach.
No, and we've said it on the show multiple times that there are some coaches that have a niche and should not go outside of the niche of what they do. Yeah. Robert Saleh is the perfect example. Dennis Allen.
Oh, absolutely.
No, dude, I liked Robert Saleh as a Jets head coach. He had the unfortunate pieces of not having a great quarterback, and then Rodgers came in.
Well, but here's the other thing I will say though: a good coach can control a culture.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where he falls short, because he And I don't know why it is, because he can have a solid defensive culture. Like, you watch the way those guys play, it is a connected group, and they have each other's back. They know what each other has to do, and they cover each other. Like, that's just the way that they go, and I think it's fantastic. I like watching Robert Saleh's defense.
Yeah.
A good coach does that for the whole team. Robert Saleh couldn't do that.
Agreed.
And that's not just
I'll
because of Aaron
concede to
Rodgers.
that.
All right, guys, we have about 4 minutes left. I want to go by the room very, very quickly. Who's your MVP? 7?
I think it's going to go to Stafford, but I if Drake May gets it, I won't be disappointed. I think Stafford gets it because of experience, and Drake May gets I'm just happy I was nominated because he's so young. Like, he wasn't far and away. I think there's pretty even cases for both, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like depending on how you look at it, what weight you put in what, like, there's a lot of things that might say Stafford, but there's also definitely some things that say Drake May. Like, I think Stafford gets it because of experience. But Drake May is right there. And I don't know who the person for third is for MVP. I'm pretty sure it's because usually they have like the top 3. Yeah. Is how the voting works. They're not just going to do one or the other.
Yeah. No. But I mean, who do you put in that third spot? Like, I don't know if
it's an honorable mention at that
maybe.
point.
I don't even think Allen at this point has put up numbers like May and Stafford have.
No, you can't put Josh Allen there.
I think if I'm putting in a vote, I think I'm going for Stafford. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against the numbers that May put up. But if you look at the level of competition that the Patriots played versus the level of competition that the Rams played this year, I think Stafford's numbers are just that much more impressive. He threw 5 touchdowns against the Jaguars defense that down the line of the season really stiffened up. Drake May's only winning he played the Ravens, who at the time had a winning record, played the Steelers, who finished with the winning record. They lost the game against the Raiders to open up the season. I mean, there were just in games where May should have obliterated teams, he did. But when you're playing the Dolphins twice a year, when you're playing the Jets twice a year, and Kyle, is it easier to throw 5 touchdowns against Pop Warner defense, or is it easier to throw 5 touchdowns against a defense that's all pro? Right? Like, I would much rather play the Jets defense twice a year than play the Seahawks or play the 49ers defense. And that's what Stafford had to do.
Can I combat that for a second, though?
Go ahead.
Real quick. Let's look at these 2 teams are made up. If you trade Drake May off the Patriots, that's gonna hurt. And
not if you switch him out with Stafford.
And hold on. And they probably wouldn't win as many games as they would without even in that division. Even in that division, they probably wouldn't win as many games. But if you go to the Rams, remember, you got top tier talent on that team.
I was going to say, yeah,
top tier.
That's a pretty solid roster.
You got a solid roster. So let me ask you this: if Matt Stafford went down for 2 games,
the Rams aren't winning the 2 games that Stafford isn't playing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, who's the backup? Who's the backup quarterback?
Depends who your backup is. If you put a good, I'll give you one.
Hold on.
I'll figure it out. I'll find out who the Rams.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's Jimmy Garoppolo. That's who it is. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. Okay.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
So it's Jimmy G. He's got experience.
You go 1-1 in those games that Jimmy has. Because Jimmy's not putting the ball down the field like Stafford does.
But if Drake May gets hurt, even in that division, they're 0-2. They're 0-2. Even in that division, they 0-2.
Damn it, Will.
Hold on. I want to look at something really quick. Give me just a second.
Well, you're not supposed to put me on the spot like that,
I just
man.
think Stafford has a better supporting cast.
Hold on though. I'm gonna disagree with you on this when it comes to how the Patriots do in this scenario. Because the body of work of Josh Dobbs would dictate that this scenario where he goes down for 2 games.
Let me ask you this:
is Josh Dobbs perfect? And we've seen it twisce already.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry, but I have, especially with if we're going to talk about strength of schedule and the Patriots having a lesser schedule, that further helps Josh Dobbs. So I think
let me ask you this though. You look at Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, the man has been to a Super Bowl.
He's also the sexiest quarterback ever to play. You put respect on his name.
He's been to the
You
Super
put
Bowl.
respect on Jimmy G, the sexy Italian stallion of the NFL, sir.
He's been to a Super Bowl, didn't win it, but he's been there. He's got playoff experience. It's not like he's trash.
Right.
Josh Dobbs, while he does have experience, it's not to the same level that Jimmy G has. It's not to the same level. And we've already seen Joshua Dobbs fail in Minnesota.
Okay, but here's my argument, though. You say with the Rams, you have Jimmy G, you're going to go 1-1 in those 2 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Josh Dobbs is doing the same thing with New England's schedule. We were talking about how the fact that it's softer. It's not unreasonable.
No.
And that's my point. Like I said, I still lean towards Stafford.
Yeah.
But I don't think
I'm going to give it
strength of schedule is or the removing it are necessarily going to be things that would push it either way.
I'll give it. I'll give it.
I can go with that. Rob, what do you think? Who's getting MVP?
It's Stafford. Drake's probably 2. The only 3 that I can think of, and I don't even think it's a qualifying case. It's the first name that popped into my head, Myles Garrett. So I don't.
That ain't gonna happen.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think he's gonna.
Everyone tried to hit a guy with a helmet. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Look,
don't
get me wrong. I agree with that on the football field is 5 years.
Ain't gonna happen, but yeah.
But
I mean,
as a I can't even think of anybody else defensively that would be like in the consideration for that.
No, I get what you're saying.
Record, and I'm not saying that you break a record, you should automatically be qualified for the MVP, because if that's the case, Myles Garrett would win because he broke the record this year. But Stafford and Drake are the only 2 that are under consideration in my book, and I would go with Stafford.
But here's the thing. I'm going to counter on Myles Garrett because I think it's actually a valid point on breaking the record, because that was a hard record to break, and he did it faster than any of the other ones did it. And I think that is remarkable. And all jokes aside, like the dude has made a huge change.
Touchdown in Houston's up 24-6.
And
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't the game he brought the record? Didn't they lose that game?
No, they beat the.
No, they won.
Bengals.
They beat the
Bengals. Yeah, they won. They won.
Okay.
Last second field goal.
Okay.
Last second field goal.
Hey,
7, is this
Aldrin guy a friend of yours? I don't know. He's pretty up on your jock right now, man.
You know that guy?
One on air.
Because if you don't.
Yeah, I think we give him Das Boots, y'all.
Yeah, no.
If you don't.
Yeah.
Damn.
Goodbye.
Anyway. But no, all I'm saying is it's not out of the realm to actually at least have him as that third person, because obviously he may only get 1 vote. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not, especially when you look at the case for Drake May and for Matt Stafford, but for him to at least be the finalist to the voters,
I can go with that.
I think that's reasonable. Actually,
I will say this though. I think the voters will look at Drake May's age and time in the league as a detriment toward him winning versus Matt Stafford, who's been a veteran, who's been in the league for umpteenth years.
Oh yeah.
I think they'll be more apt to give it to him for those reasons. But if you look and leave it all in all being equal, everything being what it is, I think Drake May should win it. But again, because it's his age and his time in the league and all the good performances he's giving you, I think Stafford might be the one who gets it because of those reasons. But to me, on the field, it should be Drake May.
I'm gonna say it like this: if Drake May wins MVP, I would not be surprised or upset. But I think it will go to Stafford.
Same.
You would put Stingley. Damian, this is why you go to HR every single year, man, because you say stupid shit like that.
Oh yeah. He got his own.
Hey, man, he had them. I thought he was gonna break them this morning.
He got his own permanent seat in HR with his name on it. With his name on it.
What up, Maurice? How we doing tonight, man?
What's up, Mo? How you doing, man? Tomlin, it's a wrap.
Oh my God!
Gas up the pace and hit the road. This is what I was asking.
Another one?
Yep.
Yep.
Rodgers
30
pick
Yep.
six.
This is why I was asking this morning. If Tomlin loses this game, is he
I think
done?
he's done. I think he's done.
Dude, I
done.
feel
These
like
guys
if it
have
was
given up
close,
on
he would
him.
be. Dude, if it was close, I would say Tomlin has another shot because they won the division. No, tonight, yeah, just
Gave up on him.
oh yeah.
And this
Like,
is
look at that
definitely-
interception return.
And this is a example to me. Can't Tomlin coach? Of course he can coach. Of course he can coach. He was
lost
taking a
luck.
team that was given nothing and going
Dude,
to the
Houston
playoffs
scored
each year.
23 points this quarter.
And not only that, but you're looking at a city that, while they probably do appreciate Tomlin for what he has done, they're looking for a championship.
They are not looking for 10-7 and a wild card loss.
They're not looking for a wild
And
card
that's what
berth to get
Tomlin has
eliminated
done.
first round.
Look, since they
No.
won the Super Bowl, what was it? Super Bowl 43.
I think it was
They've
43.
made
One
Super Bowl that they lost, which means
Mhm.
one AFC. They've made like 2 AFC championships. That's
Mhm.
it in the last 17 years.
You
That is not
It's-
Steelers
It's
football.
time.
and look,
It's time.
it's time, man. I mean,
Look, if
because-
you're firing Harbaugh with 180
Hold on.
wins after 18 seasons, it's time to get rid of Tomlin.
Hold on. I
can
just
and can Tomlin
go ahead
coach?
really quick.
And can Tomlin coach? Yes, he can coach. But at the same point, when a team quit on you to quit on you, it's time to move your
yeah.
somewhere else. Go ahead, Seven.
Yep.
Okay, I had a discussion with this with a good friend of mine earlier, and this is now moving things into question. We are looking at a scenario because there is still a chance that Matt LaFleur gets fired from the Packers.
I heard from
And if Mike-
ESPN they were restructuring his contract.
Yeah, that's not official yet, but there's also potentially another team that there's somebody else I thought was still on the fence. But if Tomlin gets fired, we are at 9 positions open. So if Matt LaFleur or somebody else gets fired or retires, steps down, whatever,
That's a good point, Kyle.
that's 10 positions open in one coaching cycle.
Yep.
Damn. That's a good point too, Kyle. And
And
Baltimore can beat this
couldn't
team.
beat this.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So again,
The refs caused Baltimore to lose. Kyle, you know that.
boy,
Was that
you know
believable?
who I
That-
want to see.
Did I do that right?
You know who I want to see tomorrow? I
Oh,
want to see Stephen A. Smith tomorrow.
oh shit.
Oh
wanna
God, I
see
might
him.
turn on ESPN in the morning to see this shit.
I'm gonna have to see him ball out.
I'm gonna have to go look at his Twitter. He'll probably do something tonight.
He might. He just might do something down on his Twitter or his Facebook. So if you follow him on Facebook, you check that out too and get you a good laugh in. All right, let's go around the room before we get on out of here tonight. What you got going on this week, Mr. Ando?
Which one?
Mr. Ando.
Shit, and I'm muted. That was my bad, guys.
You're fine.
No, let's off day tomorrow. Gonna relax, catch up on sleep because that's all I've done today is catch up on sleep. Get ready for another work week and prep for another awesome weekend of football. I will say we didn't talk about college football today, but shout out to the Miami Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers for making it to the college football national championship. That being said, Shane Fox, if you are watching this, I love you, but it will not be Miami. Indiana is going to take it by the score of 35-17.
Seven. What you got going on this week, my friend?
Starting to get things ready for podcast name deferred to return probably the week after my birthday. And there was something else I was thinking about. But no, okay. Other than that, just doing that, working. And gonna take time to watch Coffee and Sports in the morning, every morning. Might even pop on if I get an opportunity. And all the other great shows that we have on Wire to Wire Network every evening to enjoy my sports education and learn more from the amazing people that I work with.
You guys think Fox Sports has an amazing lineup? Our lineup is better.
Can we talk about that real quick? Can we talk before I go to you, Rob? Can we talk about that real quick? Look, I'm getting sick and tired of some of these color commentators.
You mean the black people that discuss football?
Good one.
Why are we specifically calling out black announcers, guys?
Oh man,
Because they're color
man.
commentators.
And the guy I'm talking about is Chris Collinsworth. I am sick of this dude.
No, look,
I'm sick
here's
of
a
this
guy. All right, look, here's a guy
God.
that Patrick Mahomes all over my fridge, y'all. The way
Why,
Tony
like-
Romo was glazing up on Josh Allen, man.
I'm sick of him
my
too.
God.
I'm sick of him.
I don't
too.
know, Will. This could be a really good game to watch if I'm calling it, Will. I just
No,
make random sound effects.
Here's what you do. It's a very simple thing. I'm telling you guys, it's very simple. Stop
Mute
giving
the
the
TV.
color commentators cocaine right before the fucking ball game. It's not that complicated.
Or Viagra.
Hey,
Or both.
Hey, or both. You never
Yeah,
know.
Tony Romo looks like he does a quick key bump of each before he gets onto the stage.
You never know. Or what we could do, we can just cut the video down and call your own game. I mean, cut the sound off and call your own game.
Brandon and I could do that.
Cut the sound
Rob,
off.
you
just
be the
call your own.
play-by-play. I'll be the white announcer. I
Oh,
can't be color
color
commentator.
commentator. Color
Can't be colored
commentator,
if
I
I'm
got
white.
you.
Can't be color cater if I'm white.
Most of the time when I'm watching the Chiefs game, because I'm close enough that I actually get the Chiefs radio network.
Mitch.
Yeah, I put the game
Love
on
Mitch.
mute and listen to Mitch Holtis.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to listen to those nut sacks on the TV. Mitch Holtis calls an amazing game.
Yeah.
To all
And that's
these
the thing. Most
networks-
of the radio announcers do a better game calling than the professionals on the TV.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
I agree.
Kevin
I
Harlan
agree.
and Trent Green, I think, are probably the
That's-
most
That's fair.
underrated
that's fair.
lineup between Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I love Kevin Harlan and Trent Green.
Greg
Greg Olson.
Greg Olson. Greg Olson should be the one that's as the number one lead
Yeah.
with on Fox. It shouldn't be Tom Brady. He is so much better as a color commentator.
Yeah.
His energy is there. He actually
The love of
he
the
sees
game
the
is
game
there.
in so much more. Yeah, the love of the game is so different for him than it is for Brady and how
What the fuck,
he
Damien?
sees it.
What
No,
did Damien
Damien, HR, sir.
Damien,
Damien.
go to your room.
I ain't
Go to your
even
room.
putting that
We're
up
just-
there.
We were just talking about this, Damien. You don't take Viagra before coming onto the show, sir. Come on.
Listen,
I'm not
Listen,
even putting that on
anyway.
the screen.
no, you're as at least a week's
suspended.
spam, not you.
Oh,
Rob, what do you got
man.
going on, bro?
Day off tomorrow. Anderson Posse Gaming on Twitch. I'm going to be doing about a 5-6 hour stream playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Otherwise, it's just
Ooh,
back to the grind doing 2 jobs, man. If you guys want to watch it, AndersonPosseGaming.com.
And with that being said, I want to say thank you for everybody joining us tonight. We do appreciate it. Thank you to Wire Sports for having us here. We do appreciate you guys. Thank you to Maono Microphones and their microphone PD200 Wireless. Definitely check them out, Maono.com. And you can check out all the fine shows here on Wire to Wire Network. We'll break down some as we get out of here. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next week.